Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel.
Move to learn English.
Moving from B1, intermediate, to B2, upper intermediate. Here is a large plan for improving your English from B1 to B2 level, broken down by skill. The core B2's shift from knowing to using. At B1, you can handle simple, familiar situations. At B2, you need to understand the main ideas of complex text on both concrete and abstract topics. Express yourself fluently and spontaneously. Produce clear, detailed text on various subjects, explaining the advantages and disadvantages of different options. Use language flexibly for social, academic, and professional purposes. Speaking and listening, fluency through output. This is where many B1 learners get stuck. The key is to practice producing language with more complexity and speed. Prioritize speaking practice. Find a partner/tutor. Engage in regular, real conversations, online or in person. Focus on expressing and defending opinions on abstract topics like current events, culture, or technology. Deep shower thoughts. /monologuing. Speak to yourself in English about your day, plans, or an article you just read. This builds fluency and helps you think in English. Record yourself, record short, 2-minute talks, like a presentation or a summary of a podcast. Listen back to check for common mistakes and stumbles. Enhance listening skills. Authentic material. Stop relying on beginner, English learning materials. Move to authentic content. Podcasts and TED Talks on topics you genuinely care about. Films and TV series in English. Start with English subtitles, then remove them. English news broadcasts, e.g., BBC, NPR, DW. Active listening. Don't just hear the words. Try to identify the speaker's main idea, attitude, and supporting arguments across the entire text. Reading and writing. Expanding range and structure. To reach B2, your language production and comprehension must become more sophisticated and structured. Upgrade reading material. Move from graded readers to authentic books, novels, quality newspaper articles, and reports, e.g., The Economist, The New York Times. Read about specialist topics related to your work or hobbies to build field-specific vocabulary. Summarize. After reading an article, try to write a brief summary in your own words to check comprehension. Develop writing skills. Daily journal. Keep a short daily journal or diary in English to consolidate new vocabulary and grammar in a real-use context. Practice structured texts. Focus on producing texts with clear structure. Opinion essays. Practice writing arguments that present advantages and disadvantages of a topic. Formal/informal emails. Learn the nuances of professional and social communication. Seek feedback. Get a teacher or peer to review your writing for errors and suggestions on using more complex sentence structures. Vocabulary and grammar. Strategic and contextual learning. At B2, it's not just about more words, it's about better words and complex grammar structures. Vocabulary goal. Aim to increase your active vocabulary to the 4,000 to 5,000 word range. Thematic learning. Learn words by theme, e.g., the environment, global business, mental health, to broaden your functional range. Collocations and phrasal verbs. Learn words in chunks, e.g., not just decision, but make a decision, crucial decision. Start actively using more complex phrasal verbs and idioms. Activate new words. When you learn a new word, immediately write a few sentences using it and try to use it in conversation that same day. Master complex grammar. Focus on reviewing and mastering the grammar that allows you to connect complex ideas. Conditionals, e.g., type 3, if I had known. Passive voice. Reported speech. Modal verbs, for deductions about the past and probability. Relative clauses, both defining and non-defining. Contextual practice. Use grammar in practice. Write mini-stories or dialogues that require you to use a specific grammar structure, rather than just filling in tables. Mastering English from B1 to B2. Understanding the B1 B2. Why B2 is different. The journey from B1, intermediate, to B2, upper intermediate, is arguably the most challenging step in language learning. The B1 level is comfortable. You can travel, handle everyday situations, and hold basic conversations. This is often called the intermediate plateau. The B2 level, however, demands a fundamental shift in how you use the language. It requires moving from simple, descriptive language to complex, analytical, and spontaneous communication. The crucial mindset shift. Success at B2 level depends less on learning more vocabulary lists and more on activating the knowledge you already possess and tolerating ambiguity. Stop translating. You must force your brain to think in English. Monologue in English. Talk to yourself about your day, your plans, or an article you just read. This is essential for building speaking speed. Embrace messy learning. At B1, you aim for correctness. At B2, you aim for complexity and communication. It is better to make a mistake while using a complex sentence structure than to speak perfectly with only simple B1 sentences. Context over single words. Do not learn vocabulary in isolation. Always learn new words in chunks, collocations, and in context. For example, instead of learning opportunity, learn a missed opportunity, seize an opportunity, or golden opportunity. Strategic skills development and resource upgrade. The fluency challenge, speaking and listening. To sound fluent, you must train your ear and mouth with authentic, high-speed content. A. Active listening, the input. Move away from materials specifically designed for language learners. Go authentic. Listen to native-level podcasts, especially those with complex narrative or abstract discussion, e.g., BBC4, TED Radio Hour, The Daily. Watch films and series without subtitles or with English subtitles only. The 3-pass rule, for any challenging audio, like a news report. First listen. Listen for the main idea only, don't worry about unknown words. Second listen. Listen for specific supporting details and arguments. Third listen. Read the transcript. If available, look up essential vocabulary. And listen one last time to fully understand the flow and speed. B. Spontaneous speaking, the output. The 2-minute drill. Practice speaking on a random topic for 2 minutes without stopping. The goal is to maintain flow, not perfection. This trains your brain to connect ideas quickly. Debate and opinion. Find a conversation partner or tutor and focus on topics that require you to defend an opinion and explain a cause and effect relationship, e.g., is social media beneficial? What are the economic impacts of AI? This pushes you beyond simple narrative. Shadowing. Listen to a short clip of native speech, a news anchor or podcaster, and repeat what they say simultaneously or immediately after. This improves intonation, rhythm, and speaking pace. Elevating reading and writing. Your written and comprehension skills must become more sophisticated. A. Reading for structure and argument. The source material. Read quality international news publications, The Guardian, The Economist, The New York Times. Focus on analytical articles, editorials, and reviews, which use the sophisticated language and argumentation required at the B2 level. Analyze the architecture. When reading an article, don't just understand what the author is saying, analyze how they are saying it. Identify the thesis statement, the supporting paragraphs, the counterarguments, and the concluding summary. This structure is what you must emulate in your writing. B. Structured writing. Formal text practice. Practice writing formal texts that require a clear structure. For and against. Essays. Write essays that systematically explore both sides of an issue before giving your reasoned conclusion. Reports/proposals. Learn the conventions of professional communication. Use complex connectors. Actively incorporate B2 level linking words and phrases to connect your ideas smoothly. Consequently, moreover, however, on the one hand / on the other hand, in spite of, nonetheless. Grammar, vocabulary. Targeted grammar and lexical depth. B2 Grammar focuses on tools that allow you to express degrees of certainty, conditions, and complex relationships in time.
Thank you for watching this video.
Don't forget to subscribe the channel.